Hello, everyone. We are so glad that you're joining us today as we get ready to discuss another one of our amazing products. So you can get to know a little bit of the science behind it and some of the very quick and easy talking points that you can use to share this product with someone. And so normally I have one of our consultants or someone from my scientific advisory board joining me. But today I have a very special guest who's from my own team. And I guess taking a step back, in case you don't know me, I'm Lisa Barnes. I'm the VP of Research and Development at LifeVantage. And this is Dr. Christina Beer, and I'm going to let her introduce herself.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for this opportunity, Lisa. It's going to be exciting to share this exciting product. So My name is Christina Beer. I have a PhD in food science. So this is near and dear to my heart to formulate and to talk about this. I've been about 20 years in the industry with formulation experience, and I've been at LifeVantage for about 7 years now. So yeah.
Yes, she is the mainstay of our R&D department, and she knows pretty much everything. So if you meet her, she answers your questions very well.
That's very kind. Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, we're going to go ahead and jump right in. I'm going to share my screen because we're going to have a lot to cover. Let's make sure I'm actually doing the right screen. And there we go. We should be seeing it right now.
Yes.
Okay, Christina. We're going to talk about Rise AM today.
All right. Yes. And we're going to talk about why we should love this Rise AM product.
So in one sentence, what would you say Rise AM is before we jump in?
Rise AM is it's a product, it's a multivitamin that is specifically designed for your morning rhythms, bodily rhythms. So in a nutshell.
And we'll explain what that is in just a second, but two things you should note: multivitamin, and second, designed for the morning, because that's going to be very important as we talk later on about its companion product, Reset PM. So I'm going to go ahead and move forward because the other thing she mentioned was rhythms, bodily rhythms, and that's where she's going to start with us.
Yes. So before we can even talk about nutrients and when we need them and why we need them, we need to focus more. It's a little bit of a background on what circadian rhythm is. I'm sure you've all heard of the circadian rhythm, but what really is it? Well, here it is. It's your body's internal clock, 24-hour clock, that tells your brain that you should be alert or you should be asleep, in a nutshell. It's linked to your light and daytime rhythm. The sun rises, the sun goes down, you get sleepy, and your bodies go through all these changes to get ready for sleep. And why is it so important? Well, it influences your sleep-wake cycle, and sleep is really, really important. We'll get to that in a minute. But it also, while you're sleeping, it restores and repairs your physical parameters in the body and your brain. You probably always heard about brain fog or morning brain or something like that. So it influences a lot of your growth hormones get released during nighttime. A lot of your memory gets reset during the nighttime and things like that. And if you're not tired throughout the day, it's easier for you to learn, to pay attention, to be alert, and things like that. Think about
it allows you to be your best version of yourself, right?
Yes, exactly. And think about we all probably know people that work at night. Night shift. I've done it, and I'm not the same person I am when I sleep at night. So, or when you just had a new baby at home and you're so sleep deprived that you're almost going crazy and you don't know what to do. So it's very similar to that. You're not in your rhythm. And therefore you're feeling all these weird things that you normally don't feel. So your body is not in rhythm.
Yeah, no, I remember those days of my baby twins and not sleeping at all. And literally I just stayed awake at all time, and my body never had any downtime to repair. And I just was in survival mode versus thriving. And I think that's what's incredibly important to realize with these rhythms is when they're in balance, we're thriving. When they're kind of out of kilter, we're barely just surviving and eking along.
Yeah, you're so right. Yeah.
Yeah, so let's dig into a few of those morning and evening processes that are controlled with the circadian rhythm.
Yeah, so what happens when you've been sleeping all night, there's a couple of things that happen in your body. You've basically been fasting for hopefully at least 8 hours, right? So your blood sugar and insulin is going to be a little off balance. Your hydration, you're going to be dehydrated somehow. Your cortisol levels are going to be low, and that's just, we'll talk about that in a minute. And then your energy, you're not going to have that energy right away, and your brain is kind of waking up, wishing you had a few more hours of sleep, right? And the same things happen in the evening. Your body prepares for evening, natural melatonin. So your body releases melatonin to get you ready for sleep. Your body temperature adjusts. It usually goes down a few degrees. And while you sleep, you have muscle repair and growth. Your hormones, growth hormones are secreted. Other hormones that are required in the body are secreted. And you hopefully enter REM sleep. So it's important. So there are key processes happening throughout your body all the time.
Exactly. And you may be asking, okay, now I know what my body should be doing, but where does product come in? Why would I need a product to complement this? And so that's where we're going to head next, is where would this Rise AM fit into these morning processes?
Right. So let's start with the first one, the blood sugar regulation. So as you wake up, you want to eat within an hour so that you get some kind of sugar into you and your insulin and blood sugar balances. You can do a protein drink, you can do a smoothie, and take it together with a multi-AM, because the multi-AM provides you with chromium, molybdenum, copper, and other micronutrients that are a part of the insulin blood sugar regulating processes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's actually pretty important to get that going, or you're going to feel fatigued most of the day, or a little nauseous maybe if your blood sugar isn't in the right balance. Then we want to worry about hydration, right? So take your Rise AM with a glass of water. Hint, hint.
Simple as that.
Simple as that, right? You have 2 in 1 done. So what happens, and then on number 1, what happens with the cortisol release? Well, usually your cortisol, and we all have heard of cortisol. You don't want to have high amounts of cortisol. It's going to give you stressed out. You're going to add weight and all that stuff. So in the mornings, your cortisol levels are at your lowest, and it kind of regulates your wake up cycle. So it slowly increases, and cortisol is not a bad thing. We need cortisol to function, but it's that balance that we're always talking about, right? So if you want to wake up, turn some lights on to get that light into your eyes to tell the body, now it's morning. We also need, talking about Rise AM, we also need a lot of these vitamins to regulate the cortisol levels in the body. Like vitamin C is required. Some of the B vitamins like pantothenic acid and B1, thiamine, is required for these processes to occur. Then, of course, we are like, okay, I'm so tired in the morning. How do I get more energy? So Rise AM is loaded with B vitamins. B vitamins are a great way to get extra energy because they're all involved in the energy pathways in the body. And we have, as we digest vitamins, B vitamins especially have to be activated in the body. So in order for us to omit that extra step, we've added 3 B vitamins that are already in the activated form. We have folate, B12, and B6 that are in their activated forms already.
Trying to make it as easy as for the body as possible to digest these micronutrients and have the benefits without taking an additional step.
Yes, so get the biggest punch for your buck, right? And then we have vitamin D and calcium, and they're important throughout the whole body to signal your pathways and allow muscle contraction to happen, and your wake up cycles, your other essential metabolism pathways to wake up, basically. So there's your extra oomph of, okay, now I can function. And then for the brain wakefulness. So you need to transition your brain to awakened state, right? You don't want to be in this, oh, I'm tired, oh, I can't get my brain to function, I can't think properly. So you need to get into that wake. You need to be in the awake state. So B vitamins are also very good to help with that. But we've also added an herb, ginseng, that we all know is good for energy. and supports your mental energy, especially. So you wake up with a positive mood.
Yeah, so you can think of this as more than just a multivitamin. First of all, it's optimized for these processes in the morning, specifically for Rise AM. And then it's combined with other herbs that help kind of complement the benefits along. So it's a fully rounded product.
Yes, correct. Right.
Okay.
So, yeah, so let's go to the claims that we can make for this product then. It's a daily nutrient delivery that gives you energy and focus. It helps you feel energized, alert, and focused throughout the day, supports physical and mental energy, supports a positive mood, but it also provides essential micronutrients to support your health all day. What are micronutrients? Well, those are the little unknown minerals that we never talk about: chromium, molybdenum, manganese, and things like that. These are called micronutrients. It's a difference from macronutrients, which is protein, fat, and sugar. Basically,
exactly.
Carbohydrates.
What's the importance of those micronutrients?
Yes,
like why
exactly.
are they so important?
Yeah.
Okay. Then let's go ahead and we'll move then into kind of the claims for the companion product, because with this Rise AM, there is the focus on the morning. There's the focus on those wakeful processes, energizing, but that's not your entire circadian rhythm. There's also all the important evening processes as well, and that's where Reset PM comes in.
Yes. And so the claims we have for Reset PM, it's your nightly nutrient delivery form. And I'm sure we'll have another little webinar about this eventually, and we'll talk more about that. But it'll give you energy, but it doesn't give you the stimulation energy that you get with a lot of the B vitamins and caffeine and that kind of stuff. But it also gives you the relaxation so that you can get ready for sleep and ready to go to bed. So it helps you relax the body and mind at the end of the day. It helps your body get ready for sleep so that you can renew and restore health. It helps you promote a feeling of calm and ease the stress that you may have been under all day long with kids and work and other things that you're required to do. It actually helps you with a restful sleep and helps you to wake feeling refreshed.
And so we pair the Sky with our Rise AM because there are some very key benefits to combining the two. So let's chat through that.
Yeah, you're right. So we really want to pair it with a Reset PM because, again, we talked about the circadian rhythm and how different nutrients are needed at different times, right? So if you only get them in the morning, then you may not have the restful sleep that if you're struggling with sleep or settling down in the evening, right? So that's why we separated the two, because AM, you need these nutrients in the morning, and then PM, you need these nutrients for the evening to calm down. And the PM one specifically addresses the calmness, the winding down process of your body. Everyone probably knows about magnesium that helps you relax and relax not just physically but also mentally, and reduce the stress in your the way you feel it.
Yeah.
Zinc is required for a lot of catalytic processes in the body, so we decided to take it at night because then you're not running around. Your body actually has time to process this mineral and use it for over 3,000 processes in your body. And then we also put a calming, relaxing blend of theanine, passion flower, and chamomile in there to help with that as well.
Yeah, and so we have these two products, and you may be asking yourselves, LifeVantage, if you know of us, what's our differentiator? It's that we are the activation company. We work with your body's natural processes that have slowed or sped up with time or stress or everything that we're faced with, and help bring them back into balance by going to the root. And so you might be like, where does that fit in with this? And I think what we need to be very clear of is, for activation to occur, there needs to be certain key nutrients available for these processes to happen. And ideally, it would come from our diets. And we were just talking yesterday, about how our soil has changed over time, how the nutrient composition of our food has changed. And even if we try to do everything that we're doing all the good decisions, eating all the right foods, we can't get the right diet to be able to get everything we need. And so we need products like Rise AM and Reset PM sync to our circadian rhythms to provide those nutrients for those key processes so activation can occur. And not only did we know that in our heads that those key nutrients were needed, but we also did some studies, because we love the science, to prove that there is a synergy when you add those nutrients to some of our key activators. And so, Christy, I'm gonna let you walk through a couple of those results.
Yeah, sure. And I love science. Everyone that knows me knows that I'm a nerd, and I own it. I love science. I love to do number crunching and all. So what we wanted to know was, okay, we have this Rise and Reset duo, and how does that influence our Protem Nerf 2 on specifically glutathione peroxidase gene expression? So we did a study and we saw that it actually increases it. So there's a synergy with it by 67%, which was like, oh, wow, this is really cool. So we decided, okay, what if it does that to Nerf 2, what does it do to the duo, which is Nerf 1 and Nerf 2, the dual synergizer? And we tested another gene in there, which is catalase, and it increased that one by 17.2%.
And what is catalase?
Catalase, it's an antioxidant gene as well.
Yes, it's a key marker that we look at with Protem Nerf 2. And we already know there's some beautiful synergy with Protem Nerf 1 and our Protem NAD with Nerf 2 to upregulate some of these key genes like catalase and glutathione. So there's already a synergy happening there, but we increase that synergy even further by adding these micronutrients. And we see it further with the tri-synergizer. So Protem Nerf 2, Protem Nerf 1, and Protem NAD in combination with Rise AM Reset PM here.
Yes, exactly. So when we add Rise Reset to the tri-synergizer, we tested for sirtuin activity, we actually saw a 68% increase, which was like, so any of these results that we saw were like, oh, wow, this is really cool. This really reiterates that we do need the micronutrients for processes to happen in the body. We can't just supplement all the time, but we do have synergistic effects going on with our products.
Yeah, and it's all these different processes. So the first two we talked about, glutathione and catalase, were antioxidants. So those key defenders in our bodies and our cells to keep them strong and healthy. And then tell us a little bit about sirtuins.
Well, sirtuins, they're touted as the anti-aging protein, and it's shown that as you for longevity, mice have it's shown that the sirtuin it's actually part of the NAD pathway. That NAD, we know that it influences NAD, and sirtuins are part of the longevity pathways and protein, that the more you increase sirtuin activity, it's been shown to increase longevity in
everything. So as we're aging, this is decreasing, and it's linked to so many of our different basic processes and our different different things throughout our body and processes. And so as it's decreasing the effectiveness and the efficiency of that. So as we're increasing it, we're helping our body to work more as it was intended. So once again, another activation path where our Rise AM and Reset PM provide those key nutrients to boost activation. So kind of in summary, there's been a lot talked about. We want to have 4 key takeaways for Rise AM specifically. And so 4 things to keep in mind. The right nutrients. So we're going to fill those nutritional gaps, supporting activation and promoting this daytime energy and focus. We have the right forms. So activated vitamins, so that we take away that extra step to make it so that your body can use it faster. And these mineral forms your body can use right away. The right amounts. So levels of nutrients shown by science to support real health benefits. We're not just like foo-foo sprinkling them in. And then the right time goes back to the circadian rhythms. Key nutrients delivered when your body can absorb them most efficiently. So right nutrients, right forms, right amounts, and right time. And
Yes,
so,
beautifully summarized, for
yes.
sure.
And so just kind of a takeaway, Christina, like if they're looking at Rise AM and Reset PM and maybe what they're seeing on the shelf every single day, what really should drive them to this product and this pair of products?
Yes, so a lot of the products on the shelf out there have mega amounts of ingredients in there. And so you're just paying for extra stuff that your body's not going to need, or you're over delivering and you're just going to get rid of it. Your body just naturally gets rid of it and you're just wasting your money, basically. And we've looked at circadian rhythms. We know exactly what micronutrients are required for your circadian rhythm. So we have it in the right amounts. We actually work together with the Linus Pauling Institute and their specialists in the micronutrient arena, and we work together with them to formulate this product. So we're really excited about this product, to be honest.
Yeah, and I think something else to remember is that we've done the studies to show that it pairs perfectly with all of our like key activators in our line, that we're providing the right nutrients in the right forms and the right amounts that boost activation. And so if you're already taking our activators and love how they're helping you, and you have your own story with them, maximize their benefits by adding Rise AM and Reset to your system. And so I think with that, so just remember, right nutrients, right forms, right amounts, and right time. And so your next steps are, if you're not on this product, get on it with its partner, Reset PM, and also share. So you have this information. There's also going to be a lot happening on social over the next few weeks. So look at those shareables, share them with a friend, share it with someone who needs to understand how nutrients help with activation, someone who needs to understand activation. So don't keep this a hidden little secret. Share to everyone you know and help all the benefits that you're experiencing, help others feel the same thing as well. As we want to keep hearing more and more stories about how these products are changing your lives, how they're impacting your health and your quality of life. So share it so we can continue to hear more stories and keep spreading the message of activation around. So thanks everyone for kind of spending a few minutes with us today, and we'll talk to you again soon about these amazing products. Thanks everyone.
Thanks for having me.